Hello friends. My name is Jessica. And I am here to help you learn how to become financially independent. Today I'm going to show you the 10 financial mistakes you should avoid in order to keep your wallet safe. Make sure to watch this video to the very end, because I can guarantee you, this information can change your life forever. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Spending too much on housing. Rent is one piece of the expense puzzle. It's probably a larger piece than most, but it must fit together with everything else to build the full picture of your income. But hey, you can implement a good strategy along the way and do your best to minimize your housing expenses. A good example is the 30% rule. As a general rule, allocating 30% of your net income towards rent is a good place to start. The 30% rule can provide you a good foundation for building a spending plan. While these guidelines can be helpful, everyone's financial situation is different. So instead of blindly following the 30% rule, you can create a realistic budget specific to your life. And you can do that by tracking your current expenses with an online tool. Mint or Person Capital are some of the good examples. You can also try the 50-30-20 rule. The 50-30-20 rule is fairly straightforward. With this method, you spend 50% of your income on needs, 30% on wants, and the last 20% are for your savings. Make your own research. Choose which budgeting strategy is the best option for you. And start using it right away. Number 2. Reduce your transportation costs. It's a well-known fact that everybody wants to drive the best-looking car and live a pedal-to-the-metal life. But, if we have to take a look from the financial point of view, this is not the best decision ever. On the one hand, owning a car is costly. Besides the cost of the car itself, you have to pay for gas, insurance, maintenance, and depending on where you live, parking and tolls. However, in many cities, it's easy to get around without a car. There are some examples, such as New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, that you can buy a 1-month transit pass for approximately $100, permitting you unlimited travel on most city buses and trains. You can go practically anywhere by utilizing buses, subways, and light rail. It's cheaper than it is to drive a car. By contrast, according to a study, the average cost of owning a car is roughly $500 per month. So giving up your car and switching to public transport can save you about $400 per month, or $4,800 per year. Number 3. After housing and transportation, food is probably the third biggest expense. So how can we avoid spending too much money on food? Let's find out. If you do the grocery shopping while you're hungry, you are much more likely to buy more food, and more unnecessary junk food in particular. If you go to the store hungry, you can easily come home with about $20 worth of snacks. Everything looks good when you're hungry. This makes sense because supermarkets offers plenty of delicious high-calorie snack foods that may be impossible to resist when you are starving. In fact, most of the supermarkets are using many different marketing tricks in order to make you spend more than you really need or want to. It's no secret that with the right lighting and product presentation, people are more likely to buy. I highly recommend you to read the book, Predictably Irrational, in which the author Dan Orally unmasks the powerful tricks that our minds play on us, and shows us how we can prevent being tricked. As well as being very interesting to learn, this book also serves to educate people to take steps to reduce the risk of falling for the same marketing traps, like the decoy effect. Quick tip. You can start following budget-friendly food blogs or even check Pinterest for cheap recipes ideas. And by the way, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you find this video helpful, press the like button and leave a comment down below. Number 4. Don't use all of your free time for entertainment. We live in the era of information. And this is so powerful that can be dangerous. The newest studies show that we spend around 3 to 4 hours daily on our mobile devices. Most people check their phones 60 times a day. The problem is that we choose to waste our time watching Netflix or just scrolling around. Imagine where you could be 6 months from now if you only use half of your free time to develop some business skills or financial knowledge. Read something new and valuable every day, and don't let this opportunity slip by, just because you need more entertainment. You have to be honest with yourself and know what you really want. Do you want to learn how to earn more, or sit on the couch and wait for something magical to happen? Number 5. Spending every cent and living paycheck to paycheck. Here's the secret to achieving most financial goals. Save money. But you can't save if you spend everything you earn. Living paycheck to paycheck is almost always an unsustainable approach, and it's actually quite dangerous. If you're using your entire paycheck in order to pay your bills and purchase essentials, you're running a serious risk of financial catastrophe. Even a minor car accident or medical bill can throw your entire life off track. Number 6. Not having a plan. When you don't have a budget, it's way too easy to spend more than what is reasonable, or even more than you bring home each week. And once the debt spiral takes hold, and you start paying interest, it becomes even harder to dig your way out. When you create a written budget every month, and track your expenses, a surprise bill or your tax bill can't possibly catch you off guard. Simply because you knew it was coming, and you included it in your budget already. That's how budgeting works. Instead of letting the chips fall where they may, you prepare your finances ahead of time. Number 7. Not investing at all. Not investing is another example of a bad financial decision. It is important to invest in your future. I understand. Investing can seem complicated, but there are so many options. Stocks, income investments, real estate, or even invest in yourself. Investing should be part of your money plan, and down the road, you will be glad you made it so. Having smart investments will solve a lot of potential money problems in the future, and you will thank yourself later for what you've done now. Number 8. Not having the proper financial education. We all know that financial education is not taught in our schools. Our parents often say, "Go to college and get good grades so you can get a good job," but this alone doesn't solve the problem. With that in mind, you can easily fall into the trap of bad financial habits, like being constantly in debt, making bad decisions, or complaining about the lack of money. This won't help you at all, and you know that. So, start by learning the basics of good money management. Take control of your personal financial education and start reading books. You can find a list of some of the books you should read right away in the description under this video. Number 9. Depending on one source of income. If your current income is not enough and you can't make ends meet each month, obviously you need a financial injection. If you do not have the opportunity for promotion or find a better paid job, providing additional income is the next logical step. We'll look at the issue in a different aspect, which is extremely relevant in the current situation in which many people are worried about their income. Because they have a job, a salary, and only one source of income. With that in mind, what will happen if you lose your job? Unfortunately, layoffs are made in the normal functioning of the economy, or bankruptcies of enterprises. Having more than one source of income gives us more opportunities in crises in which we are currently. However, nothing can guarantee that there will be no circumstances that unexpectedly threaten our income and put us in a stressful situation. Number 10. Lack of financial discipline. What about your discipline? After all, a personal financial plan itself is nothing more than a set of financial calculations, recommendations, and rules that you must follow in a disciplined manner to achieve your goal. Or, as the saying goes, without labor, you cannot pull a fish out of the pond, and the main work in the implementation of the plan is the observance of financial discipline. Therefore, be sure to revise your financial plan. Do not live only with dreams of the future. Allow yourself and your loved ones the small joys of life today. Enjoy the journey. If we are going to do something in a period of time, we should enjoy it. Every day is an opportunity to improve yourself and get closer to that enjoyment stage of wealth. However, of course, you should not relax, do not rush to the other extreme. If you go to the store only for milk, then don't bring 2 huge bags of groceries, and when you are going to buy jeans, do not bring home a shirt, sweater, hat, coat, shoes, and a lot of other things. Spend your money. But do it with pleasure, clearly aware of what you are spending your money on.